Welcome to the green belt striking techniques. The first one we're going to do is a elbow spear. From our defensive stance, we're going to bring our hand up, almost like the same movement we did with an elbow block side of the head. I'm going to bring my hand up. I'm going to cup the back of my head and fuse my forearm to the side of my temple. My other hand is going to come up for protection as well. Now, as I do this, I'm going to drive off my rear foot and taking the point of my elbow straight into the center of the opponent's chest. Now, we would do this most likely where we have somebody who is exposing their chest, walking forward, saying, hey, what are you going to do? Right, giving you kind of those threats, walking forward, but the hands are down this way, kind of the tough guy move, right? Their hands are down. So it's kind of my hands are up. I don't want to fight with you. Back off. Leave me alone. And once they're in that appropriate distance, the hand comes up and we drive forward. Once again, the point of the elbow straight into the chest. So from this position, driving forward. So that will be our elbow spear. Elbow spear with fingers to the eyes and a check kick. So we discussed on the elbow spear the person walking forward with their hands out to their side, giving you the threats, being kind of that tough guy. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up my elbow spear with fingers to the eyes and a check kick. The idea would be on my elbow spear, I'm knocking them back slightly, giving myself distance from my fingers to the eyes, and again, if they're moving back, being able to deliver that check kick at the end. So let's break this down. So we step forward with our elbow spear. From the point of contact, the hand is going to come out like I'm raking at the eyes. Then I'm going to follow up with my other fingers coming to the eyes, and then lastly, driving this foot forward with a check kick. Now my check kick, if you remember from the white belt kicking video where we did a stamping kick this way, the check kick is essentially the same thing, but my target is to the inside part of the thigh. So my knee is coming up and I'm driving out and into the thigh this way. Now the person is moving back, I am driving forward. So once again, we come to our elbow spear, top hand, fingers to the eyes, turn the hips, fingers to the eyes with the rear hand, pick the knee up, and check kick to the front. I would let my foot drop to the front. 1, 2, 3, and driving forward. Block or elbow spear, 1, 2, retract, and our check kick. Once again, the check kick to the inside part of the thigh. So elbow spear, followed by fingers to the eyes, followed by our check kick. Inside and outside knife hand strike. From your defensive stance, we're going to bring our hand up this way. We're going to turn the hip, turn the shoulder, and deliver the hand to the front. Now when we're delivering a knife hand strike, I want you to try and slightly curve the hand, fingers. We are striking with the meaty part of the hand. Your thumb should be tucked into the side. So from this position, we bring the hand up, turn the hip, turn the shoulder, and strike. I am trying to strike to the side of the head, to the side of the neck. Turning the hip for power. I could do the front hand. So I retract the hip for power and extend forward. So don't do this, we retract. Outside knife hand strike. The next one we're going to do is an inside knife hand strike. So for this one, I bring my elbows together and I extend the front hand. So from this position, elbows, extend. Elbows, extend. If I do the rear hand, I twist the hip, I bring my elbows together, and I extend on this side. Whichever hand is going to be striking to the front needs to be up by your ear. So we come across, strike, across, and strike. Inside and outside knife hand strike. Ridge hand. From our defensive stance, this time we are going to have our hands similar position as a knife hand strike, but this time we're going to tuck our thumb in deeper to the palm of the hand, and we're going to strike with the index finger, or the side of the index finger. So from this position, I'm going to swing my elbow out, my hand, and I strike this way. Almost like a whipping motion. Target, side of the head. Elbow, hand. Elbow, hand. Same with the other side. Bring the elbow, hand, and through. And that would be your ridge hand. 16 basic elbow strikes. From our defensive stance, we're going to deliver elbow strikes. Now again, remembering that we are in close. And whatever elbow strikes we do to the front, we're going to try and replicate to the rear. So from our defensive stance, the first elbow I'm going to do is driving through an elbow to the side of the head. We've talked previously about power coming from the hips and the shoulders and our clock. So again, if you remember 12 and 6, 9 and 3, right now my shoulders are at 9 and 3. When we deliver our strikes, I want you to have your hips turn and your shoulders turn so that we are at 12 and 6. So once again, our first elbow strike is turning and through. Our second elbow strike will be from the other side. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And one more time. 1 and 2. Now, our elbow strike number 3 is going to be to the rear. One of the things I want you to think about is if somebody is standing behind you and I go to elbow strike this way, I'm most likely going to hit them with my tricep. I want to try and hit them with the back of the elbow. So what we're going to do is we're going to lean forward to create a little bit of space in order for my elbow to connect. So we come across 1, 2, I'm going to lean, and 3. And when I lean, I look and strike to the rear. 1, 2, lean, 3. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm on the rear toes, my knees are bent, and I'm twisting my hips to strike to the rear. 1, 2, lean, 3, and 4. The next 2 strikes are going to be on a 45-degree angle downwards to the collarbone shoulder area. So we've come across 1, 2, 3, 4. Using my left hand, I'm coming up and over. 5, and same thing on this side, 6. So we're at number 4. I'm coming down on a 45-degree angle, and I'm coming down on this side on a 45-degree angle. So from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we need to do to the rear, so we're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to come up and over for 7, up and over for 8. Coming down onto that collarbone. I want you to think maybe somebody has got you by the shoulder or standing with their hand behind you, and I'm coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 9, I'm going to cycle this hand up and under the chin. You'll see this technique when we did our elbow spear or the blocking to the side of the head. So number 9, number 10 on the other side. So from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep the hand close to the head. 10. Same thing. Now number 11, I'm going to strike back towards the groin and elbow straight up. If we do it from the side, elbow to the groin, elbow straight up. What I'm doing is I am using the body's natural movement. So I strike to the groin, their head comes forward, and I pop them under the chin. So we came here, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Common mistake is that we slap next to us. Make sure we turn the hip, strike behind for 12. I'm going to reach all the way up. 13, 14, 15, 16. These last 4 elbow strikes are if someone is trying to tackle you, or somebody has got you by the waist. Maybe they're at the front and my elbows, their head is to the rear of my hip, so I'm driving my elbows here. Maybe they're grabbing you from the rear and their head is at the front of your hip. Make sure that we extend the hand nice and high. We sink the knees into our elbow strikes. So one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Those are your 16 basic elbow strikes.